To our loyal Iowa City, the great city of Iowa City viewers and audience, we welcome you tonight on a new episode of Education Exchange that has been your favorite program according to the rating in all cable TV programs, even the soap opera. We beat everybody thanks to the tremendous effort and relentless work that's done by public access TV staff, especially Sujat Singh, who is the director that you see here. Our audience don't see him, he's behind the camera. And to Carol, our office director here and program director, and to Mr. Gerardo Sandoval, who is the big guy of this building, the head of the headquarters, and to Mr. John Karhoff behind the glass window, who founded this program 30 years ago. And so lifetime on the air, and he didn't do it alone, but he was accompanied by this young man, Mr. Michael Peterson, who is now working as floor director in addition to the work done by Sujit Singh. On my left side here is a parent from Wickham Elementary School. Wickham Elementary School is our guests tonight. Remarkable school, a very wonderful one, and very successful one. Have been in our program for many, many, many times, and represented by Amber Dobbs, principal of the school. For how many years, Amber, now?
This is my third year.
Your third year, okay. Time passes so quickly. And on your left side is Jennifer Rieger, second grade teacher, and she is the advisor and mentor of the program that we are featuring tonight on our program. And this program will present at least 4 people, and those 4 people are all ambassadors, right?
There.
And let us start with you, Jan, and tell our audience, this is your camera here, and tell our audience how the idea came about and your role, and what do you see as positive learning experience and community service as well.
Sure. Well, actually, it sort of came about last year with Ms. Dobbs. Kind of had an idea for kind of bringing the students of Wickham together to really share how they can take on more leadership roles in our school. And so I was lucky enough to be a part of kind of getting the ideas of what we thought maybe we could do with our students to help kind of lead them in that direction. And so this is sort of my first year being an advisor for this new group, and it's just been really exciting to watch them kind of step up to the challenge of taking on new leadership roles in the school.
Excellent. And now it's your turn, Amber.
Okay. Can we talk about the ambassadors a little bit?
Sure.
So,
you are the VIP, so you can talk about anything you like.
they are the VIPs.
No, they are the heroes.
They are.
Yeah.
Well, like Jen said, I've really been tossing around the fact that all of our students are leaders and giving them opportunities to shine in different ways. So this was actually something that they could sign up to do. And so they all filled out a Google form at the beginning of the year of leadership things that they would like to participate in. And so these 4 are just a few of our sixth graders that signed up to be ambassadors. They knew that they would have to be, you know, kind of the cheering team for the school, and they knew that they would be creating a script on how they can take families on tours. We get a lot of calls every year of families that are moving to the area and they're thinking about moving to a home in the Wickham area, and so they always come and tour the building, and so they have led that mission this year in really thinking about what they would want to showcase about Wickham when they give those tours. So I just kind of tag along on the tours, and they do all the work and showcase the building, and they've showcased the building many ways this school year, actually. So it's been fun in its first year to think about all the things that the kids have done, and then just making that greater and greater every year. So.
Before I leave you, Jen, I want to know their grades. I mean, they are all final grades, like 5th and 6th, or?
We do have 5th and 6th graders, but the students we have here today are all 6th graders.
So the 4 of them are graduating this year.
They are.
Oh, are you going to miss them?
I will. They've been a great group to work with.
Maybe that would be a good introduction to my next question, which is, any one of you can jump and answer this, not someone in particular. Do you want to pursue this in the future when you go to junior high, to do similar activity there? Would you like to do that?
Yeah, probably. I think this is a way for kids to get involved not only with the school, but get involved with the kids and practice on, you know, real life skills that we'll need further on.
Real life skills and leadership. So who's going to tell me about those real life skills?
Well, we do lots of leadership activities where, like, we've had a few school-wide celebrations. In the winter, we had a sing-along, and the 5th graders, I believe, had a worldwide 5th grade celebration. And so we got to kind of help out with both of those activities, and we got to show parents, like, where to go in the school, and like we actually got to like lead them and like explain to them how everything was going to work out and all of that.
Your name is Santiago, right? And the person that was talking before you is Ashlyn. So Santiago, keep telling me about these skills, because I want to know if you are going. Imagine yourself at high school now. Are you going to be like president of the Senate or something? What's your hope that you extend this activity into really major role in the future?
I mean, one thing that I have always looked forward to and wanted to be was like a director. And so like I hear that when you get to high school, sometimes you're able to direct like a little tiny skit for the theater office in that high school. And I know that they do it at like West High School. So like if I could get to like lead performers in that kind of way, or like be able to just help people out in any kind of way when I could get older, I would definitely want to be and do something like that.
You know, with us in this room is a filmmaker, and that's our director here, Sujat. So he makes films, and he just came from Cedar Rapids when he was showing his movie in a festival there. So you may be one of his candidates too in the future. Okay, let me move to Vera now. So Vera, tell me, how did you make the decision to sign up for this activity?
Well, as Ms. Rieger said, there was a Google Doc at the beginning of the year and it listed tons of different choices. And when I kind of saw that one, I kind of told what they would do, and I thought, hey, that's kind of what I want to do. Explain that I would get to help out with like school-wide celebrations and kind of help give parents tours, and I thought that's something I want to do. I really like helping people, I like students, like helping teachers. So yeah, I thought this was right for me.
Anjali, now it's your turn. By the way, I have to say that you're not a stranger in this studio. You have been here 3 years ago, playing chess, and Dad, who's sitting on my left side, was one of the coaches there, and your brother, right, was there too. So you have been familiar with our program, right? And I know that you were genius in playing chess. Are you still playing chess or no? You do?
Yes.
So tell me about what I heard rumor that you were the champion. You got the championship. I know that this has nothing to do with your role as an ambassador, but you are the girl champion in Iowa City. That's a big thing.
Well, so every year in different places around the U.S., there's a all-girls championship tournament for chess, and then there's a representative from each state. So within the state, they have to have a tournament first, like a qualifiers. So then I was in the Iowa one, and then I won. So this August, I'm going to go to Orlando because that's where it is this year, and then
So you are going to play national after that?
against the other states.
Can you, after you finish with us here, call Amy at the Press Citizen so she can make an interview with you? Because this is very important. I mean, how come we have a young genius person in one of our elementary schools and we don't hear about her? We hear about Sanders and Schmanders, but we don't hear about the real heroes. This is more important than all what we read on front page in the paper. Call Amy and say, she is the education correspondent, and say, I got that, and I would like to be featured in your paper. You have to use that. Yeah. So now, tell me about your ambassadorship.
Oh, well, I wanted to do this because I knew it had a lot to do with like leadership and stuff. And when I grow up, I know that I definitely want to do a job that requires a lot of that. So it's never too early to start, you know. So I had said that this would be a good opportunity for me to, you know, improve those skills.
Now it's your turn. So, Romy, tell me, when she came to you at home and she said, Dad, I want to be an ambassador, what was your reaction to that?
I guess this was something that I don't even know if she actually asked for permission. It was more like an FYI, I'm doing this ambassador thing. And I was definitely supportive. My wife was too. I think her brother was probably suspicious that she would not be able to do it, as all siblings are, like, oh no, you can't do that. But of course, she is, what I hear, is doing a great job, so I'm very glad. And she actually, in terms of what you're saying, in terms of leadership skills, I just want to, again, this is a Chess Avenue thing, but I just want to mention that she and two of her friends have started a girls-only chess club on their own. She and a friend, Isabel and Athena, and they planned this whole thing and started I think it's kindergarten to third grade chess club with, I think, maybe a few fourth graders. And they did the whole planning, and it's a really elaborate, very nice chess club. And they say strictly no parents and adults, you know, leave us and we'll run it.
Very independent.
Yes, and I think this is something that, you know, explicitly or implicitly is coming from these kind of programs where they get these leadership qualities. So. very happy to see that.
Great. Ashlyn, how can you tell me how do you arrange your daily calendar? I mean, you do this, of course, in addition to homework and assignments and writing papers and answering sheets and all that. How much time do you devote to this activity out of the time that you spend at home?
So I normally try to get a big chunk of my normal weekly schoolwork done, and then I focus on this because I know that the deadlines of these assignments are closer than those which are weekly. So it's kind of just deciding, what do I want to do today? What do I feel like doing? Will I get the other things done? Yeah.
But do you, Santiago, do you get kind of understanding from other teachers when you say, well, we have something to do right now in the office, can I be excused?
Yeah, kind of like Ashlyn said, we get weekly assignments, but we also get like daily assignments where like with our homework, each day we'll get math homework for the next day that you have to turn in on the next day. And usually teachers are good about giving us the time that we need to finish it in case, so that if we actually work hard on it, we won't actually have to take it home. And then those bigger assignments we can work more intricately on. And so this, I remember when I first heard that we were going to be giving tours to parents who want to look at the school, I remember going home and sitting in my room and pretending that I was actually doing the tour, and like how I would react to questions and how I would actually like say and speak about things. And
Kind of rehearsal, huh?
yeah.
That's amazing. That's wonderful. I used to do this when I began this, and when I began like hosting this program. And I remember Mr. Karhoff, he said, that's what you have to do when you introduce that, and that's how you wrap it up. And I say, every time I do it differently. And he said, you don't want to learn, do you? So so it's good that you are rehearsing. That's very good. That's excellent. Okay, Amber, do you have any other activities you want to shed the limelight on about Kate Wickham? What else do you do that's really unique for your school?
Well, I think just the whole idea of, like these guys had shared when they saw the Google Doc of things that they could sign up to do. We do try to offer a lot of different leadership and a variety of leadership activities so that you can expand on, you know, what you already have inside of you and what you're interested in as far as leadership. And so, I mean, we have probably 12 to 15 different things that 5th and 6th graders can sign up for. Some of them sign up for multiple things because they would like to do multiple things, but we try to have them select their very top one. So they're just, you know, we a couple years ago started the whole idea of we're all learners, all of us, students and teachers, and we're all leaders. And so we're just trying to follow that idea of all being learners and leaders. And in order to do that, there have to be opportunities for students to showcase that leadership.
And Jerry, I'm going to ask you a difficult question. Ready? Every time we feature an activity, such as this one, whether it's an artistic activity or community activity, political activity, you name it, every time the principal and teachers bring kids, we noticed, I mean, Mike and John and I, that the majority of people who are involved in extracurricular activities are female students. I want you to tell me, is that clear to you as it's clear to us? Yes or no? It's a yes or no question. And then I will move to Santiago and ask him why. Why we don't have too many boys participating in these activities. So get ready to think about it.
I do agree that usually in extracurricular activities there are more girls. Yeah, it's in all the extracurricular. I think that.
Do you think boys are more geared toward sports and things like that rather than
Well,
community-based activities?
I think that
I will let Santiago try to give me a clue to this.
So, actually, I have a lot of friends who are also male, and they do actually end up signing for a lot of these things. But one big reason is you can't fit everybody into one big thing. So when I got in, I was super excited, but of course, there are the people who weren't able to get in. And so when it comes to that, I definitely feel like it's not just because the majority are girls that they sign up, and they very well may be, but also just the fact that not everybody can be in an extracurricular activity together at the same time.
Are you thinking of being a politician in the future? I mean, this is a very politically correct answer. Are you going to think of politics? Honestly?
I definitely
Yes.
don't think about that too much.
You're ready. You're just ready.
But I do like doing things like in the summer I signed up for a program called College for Kids, and one of my classes I'm going to be taking is debate team and also mock trial. So I think that's part of where my interest for these kinds of things sprouts out of. So.
You see, when you sit in my place and you see the directors in front of you looking at each other, you know that they are saying, huh, we have a couple minutes, a couple seconds. So already he said 2 minutes we have. So any of you would like to say anything to our people? Do you want to say anything, Rami, to our people, to the other parents?
Well, a quick comment I'll make is recently I was considering moving out of state, and I actually did for a while. And at that time, both my kids, but especially Anjali, said that she absolutely loves, not just the Iowa City area, but Wickham, and she doesn't want to go, leave the school. So that's a huge, compliment to the school and the.
And she changed
teachers.
your mind.
Yeah, and I came back.
You came back and probably lost a big deal out there, maybe a higher salary.
Well, I made it work because I'm still working for the same company out of state, but working from home.
So quickly, because we have now 1 minute, I want you to tell me, each one of you, what would you like to be in the future? How do you imagine yourself 20 years from now? Anjali.
Well, I want to be an engineer because that's really what I've always wanted to do ever since I was really little.
And Vera.
I want to be some kind of biologist. I really like animals. I like being outdoors, and I absolutely love science.
And Santiago.
I would definitely want to be some sort of performer or director, as I said earlier, but also a backstage technician, because they don't really always get the recognition that they really should.
Yeah, everybody knows me, but nobody knows Singh or Peterson because they are behind. I am on the screen, right? You're right. Ashlyn.
I would love to be a psychologist. I love the idea of helping someone and kind of figuring out why we behave and why our bodies do what they do when we feel something.
Yeah, you have such a mellow kind of way of talking, and very sedating, and I can imagine you're a good psychologist for sure.
Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we have enjoyed Kate Wickham tonight so much. And thank you very much, Amber, for preparing this team, this bouquet of heroes. And thank you, Jen, for all the effort that you do in order to train them and make them do or show their best. And thank you for participating. We have other two parents, as a matter of fact. Whose parents are there? You are the parent
Santiago.
of Santiago, and you are the parent of Ashton. So it's wonderful to have parents with us in the studio. And thank you, Mr. Sujat Singh. Thank you, Mr. Peterson. And thank you, Mr. John Karhoff, and to the whole team of Public Access TV, as well as City of Iowa City Channel 4, because now we are on it. And of course, the people, our friends at YouTube, or we have a channel there. You can always see it on YouTube starting tomorrow.